line out balancing equations. Okay, so what is the first thing that I want to do when I balance equations?
You have to write out your element.
Make a list, okay, or take inventory. All right. So how do I know like the difference between my left side and my right side?
Because
The arrow side, okay? So what I like to do is I'm going to draw a line through my arrow. And now this is whenever I can start taking inventory. Okay, so on the left side, what elements do I have? MG, O, and I'm going to make the same list on my product side because they should be the same. Okay, now I'm going to count. On the left, how many MGs do I have? 1. What about for oxygen?
2.
On the right, what do I got? 1 and 1. Okay, so now this is when I can start adding coefficients. Remember the golden rule. I cannot change these little subscripts and I can't add subscripts. I can only add numbers in front, which are the coefficients. Okay? So if I look, I can tell that my oxygens are not balanced. So I need to bring this one up to 2 somehow. How am I going to do that?
Multiply by 2.
Yep. I put a 2 here. So now I have 2 oxygens, but I also have how many magnesiums now?
2. So you have to do the same
2.
thing to the other side. Just to MG there.
Yep.
2, 1, 2.
So I should get 2, 1, 2 as my coefficients. Okay, and I know that I'm done balancing whenever these numbers match. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Draw a line down my arrow to separate my sides. And take inventory. I have PB and O. PB and O. How many PB on the left?
1,
How many O?
2,
PB on the right.
1,
O on the left.
3.
3. I have 1 right here, 2 on the end. So together I have 3 oxygens. Okay, so anytime that I get an odd number, so like this 3 here for oxygen, I want to take care of it first, okay, because it's awkward. All right, and especially since my oxygens are separated, the best thing I can do to help myself is make this oxygen even somehow. Okay, so what would you do to make it even?
2, and then make it a 6.
2 in front of what?
2
In front of the
O2.
O2.
No, in front of the PB.
Right, because if I put a 2 here, that's just going to be 4, 5 oxygen, still odd. So let's put a 2 here and recount my atoms. So how many PB?
2.
How many oxygen?
6.
4.
That's 4, yeah.
So I have 2 in this oxygen, 2 on this oxygen, so 4 total oxygen.
And then you just,
How do I make the left side balance?
just add a 2.
Use the 2 as well.
Put a 2 here. That gives me 2 PB and 4 oxygen. So I get 2, 2, 1. Did I talk yesterday in this class about the 2-3 pattern?
Yes.
I don't remember. I don't think I did it very well in this class. I know I did in the afternoon.
You said that 3 does something.
Right. Okay. So the reason why, so at the beginning I had a 2-3 pattern. I had 2 oxygen, 3 oxygen. That's a 2-3 pattern. But I didn't go by that rule because my oxygen was split up. Okay? We're going to see in the next one what to do when it's a true 2-3 pattern. Okay? So on this third one, draw a line down your arrow and take inventory. Thank you. How many H's for my reactants?
2.
2. P.
1.
On my product side, H's.
3.
P. Okay, so this is a true 2-3 pattern. I have a 2 over here, a 3 over here for the same element. Okay? And this time it's not split up. So this is when I want to take them up to 6. to figure it out. Okay? So these both multiply into 6. And so I'm going to bring them up to 6 to start. So for my reactants, my H,
A 3.
yes. If I put a 3 here, 3 times 2 gives me
3, 2.
6.
You have to put a 2 on the other side.
And a 2.
Okay? I'm going to make that other H on the product side 6 by adding a 2.
So
Because 2 times 3 is 6. But that changed my P.
that'd be, then you have to put a 2 in
Good. 6, 2, 6, 2, I am done. My coefficient should be 3, 2, 2. Okay, so anytime that you have that 3, 2 pattern, you want to bring them up to 6. Okay, that's the easiest way to go about those. Okay, from the start on this next one, I can already tell that I have a 2, 3 pattern with oxygen. 2 over here, 3 over here. So I know from the get-go, I'm going to bring those up to 6. Okay, so I'm going to start from the beginning, draw my line, take inventory. AS, O. AS, O. And I counted up my atoms. John, Clayton, what would you do first if you were doing this on your own?
Never mind, I don't know.
What would somebody tell me? What's the first thing you would do?
I'd put a 2 in front of the AS.
Yeah.
A 2 in front of the AS.
You have
Three
to,
into the O.
you have to make the 3.
No.
Three
You have to
and then
switch to
oxygen.
product first.
Okay.
2. And
Yes.
then you would have to put a 4 on the AS on the reactant.
Right. Okay. So let me explain that to everyone. Okay. We have that 2, 3 pattern here. I want to do that first before I ever worry about my AS. Okay. So if I make this oxygen a 6, what am I going to put here to do that? A 2. So if I put a 2 here, now I have 4 arsenics and 6 oxygens. Now I can go balance my reactant side. What would you put in front of AS?
4.
4,
And what would you put in front of O2?
3.
And then you are balanced. Okay, so take care of that 2, 3 pattern first if the opportunity arises. Alright, I want y'all to try to do this next one on your own. I'm going to give you a minute or so. And then I'm going to put my answer up here and you can check to see if you got it right. Okay, so I'm going to start my timer for 1 minute. Okay, somebody tell me what coefficients did you get?
4,
4, 1, 2.
Okay, I'm going to work backwards. All right, so I'm going to put in those coefficients, 4, 1, 2. This is a good way to check your work at the end. Okay, so I got my coefficients. Now I'm going to take inventory with my coefficients. So with 4 Na, how many Na do I end up with?
4.
How many oxygen do I end up with?
2.
Okay, on my product side, how many Na do I have?
4.
How many oxygen?
2.
So y'all did it right. Okay? So if you find your coefficients, you can always go back to kind of double check your answer. All right? Make sure everything adds up the way it's supposed to.
Why don't you just do that from the start instead of working through all that?
Some people's brains can't make that jump.
Backwards.
Some people can, some people cannot. So, all right, last one, best one. What do you see from the start with your H's? 2, 3 pattern. So what are you going to automatically try to make them become?
6.
6. So go ahead and work on that. You're going to want your H's to be 6 because they have a 2, 3 pattern. And hopefully you got 132.